Aloha! Since we're on lesson 4, we're jumping into topic B, which is multiplication of tens and ones by one-digit numbers. We're going to be on topic B for lessons 4 through 10 in grade 4, module 2. All right, and specifically our lesson for today, lesson 4, is multiply by using familiar strategies. So using what we know to multiply two-digit numbers by one-digit numbers. Hopefully some things that you've been working on before. If not, you can learn them today. Not a problem. Here are all of our familiar strategies all on one page. We could call it a one-pager. Might be good for you to write these things down as I go over them so that you can review strategies that you might already know or pick up some new strategies. We're looking at our problem 5 times 63. Okay, 5 times 63 might seem like a pretty big problem, but let's break it apart and distribute it. So we're going to take our 63 and we're going to think about, oh, that's 60, 6 tens, and 3 ones. Then we're going to multiply each of those by 5. So 5 times 60 and 3, right? 60 plus 3, so 5 times 60 plus 5 times 3. Basically, we're just breaking it and multiplying each part by 5. And if you didn't know that, you can do that. You sure can. So 5 times 60, 5 times 6 is 30. And then just bring my 0 on, right? And 5 times 3 is 15. Then I'm just going to add 300 plus 15, and I got 513. Okay, that's the break apart and distribute, because I'm distributing my 5 to both my place values. All right? You'll notice that some of these strategies, all of these strategies, have things in common, right? So you might notice the similarities. You might also think about which one is most efficient for you. Which one works the best for you? Which one makes sense? All right? That's one we want you to use. So let's check out the area model. Now, in our last lesson, we just talked about the area, right? So area model is related to finding area. So 5, right? 5 times 63. And I have 60 and I have 3. Oh, they're broken apart, kind of like my last strategy, right? So I can do 5 times 60, and that would be 300. That means this whole area in here would be 300, like if I had a rug, right? Like how we talked about area last time, and 5 times 3 is 15, so that whole area is 15, and 300 plus 15 is 315. Okay, so I'm multiplying my 5 times my 60, and I'm getting 300. Then I'm multiplying my 5 times my 3, and I'm getting 15. I like to say take a finger on each number and then bring them until they're together, and that's what you're multiplying. 60 times 5, 3 times 5. Okay, that's the area model of multiplication. Then we have place value, and we have tens and ones. So we have 6 tens, that's our 60, right? And then we have 3 ones, that's our 3. So once again, our place, it's broken apart by place value, and I have 5 of them each, right? So I have 5 times 6 tens, which is 300, and I have 5 times 3 ones, which is 15, and put it all together, and I have 315. I could count these all, but it's much more efficient to use multiplication. And today we're really looking at which one is going to work the best for us, because as our numbers get bigger, we want to choose the one that works best, that we can do quickly and not have to spend a lot of time counting up little dots. Okay, awesome job. Let's practice some more. Now we have 6 times as much as 25. And I wrote all 3 of our strategies here because I want you to think about which one is most efficient for you. Which one works the best? Sorry, my dog really wants to come in the room. If you can hear her screeching back there. What is the most efficient for you? Which one really works for you? Which one can you remember? Which one do you like? Okay, 6 times as much as 25. Maybe you could pause me here and work on that. All right, so let's think about the break apart. So I'm going to break apart my 2-digit number, my 25. I'm going to break it into 20 and 5, right? 20 and 5. And then I'm going to multiply both of those by 6. All right, that would be my break apart strategy, because 2 times 6 is 12, and put my 0 on. So 2 tens times 6 would be 12 tens, which is 120. And then 6 times 5 is 30, and I'm going to put those back together, and I would get 150. So that's the break apart and distribute for 25 times 6. All right, let's try another one. 3 times as long as 46. Okay, so maybe the length is 3 times the width or something like that. 3 times as long as 46. So times as long as, when you see this times here, that could help you remember that you're going to be multiplying. So this is 3 times 46. All right, so we did break apart last time. Let's try area model. And this might be a good place for you to pause me and try it yourself, right? Because we do it together, and then you're going to do it independently. It's going to be 3 times 40 and 6. So I'm going to break apart by place value, tens and ones. And it doesn't matter where I put the line, right? 6 is smaller than 40. You can put it like that. Okay, then I'm going to multiply. 3 times 4 is 12. So 3 times 4 tens is 12 tens, or 120. 6 times 3 is 18. And then I'm going to put those two back together. 120 plus 18 is 138. So 3 times 46 is 138. All right, does that feel efficient to you? Do you understand how to do it? Can you bring those two numbers together and multiply them there? All right, what works for you is the strategy you're looking for. Okay, and now we have a word problem. Sam has 15 times, I see the word times there, as many Post-it notes as his sister. Maybe he got a big pack of Post-it notes for a present. His sister has 6 Post-it notes. How many Post-it notes does Sam have? Okay, so we know he has a lot of Post-it notes. So we're going to make a big tape diagram. And this is Sam, and it is 15 times as much as his sister, right? Put one of these fancy lines here. And then his sister, she has 6, right? Okay, so how do we find out how much Sam has? He has 15 times, so that would be 15 times 6. All right, now we know what the problem is from the words. We've interpreted it into a picture, right? But now we still have to have a strategy to solve the problem. So let's see, which one didn't we do? We didn't do our place value. So let's do our place value, okay? Tens and ones, and I have 15 times 6. So 15, 1 10, and 5 ones. That's 1. And I could draw a little line there if that helps me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then 5, 5. Yes, Bailey. I know you want to come in, Bailey, but I'm busy making a video. Tell Bailey to wait. Okay, so now I have 15, 1, and 5, right? This is 1, 10, and 5 ones, so that's 15. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So 10 times 6, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That's 60. And 5 times 6, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's 30. And of course I have to put it back together. 60 plus 30 is 90. So he has 90 Post-it notes. And his sister has 6, because he has 15 times more than she does. Lucky guy with all his Post-it notes. Might be good to write this down, and you can pause me right here to do that. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your hard work. Have a great day, okay? Aloha.